So we've just come off a staff meeting with the clinicians, and I guess we've started the process of training, coaching into the new way of managing or attracting and converting clients. And it's a little bit challenging. I guess we come up against a resistance to change. And so in summary, what we're trying to do is to move away from the book the client in and just start treating and, rebook, treat, rebook, more to a process of spending a long, free consultation, an hour, where I meet the new client and really get to understand what's going on and what they need, and then mapping out the treatment plan and handing that client over, if they choose to work with us, onto a plan of care, X number of treatments over X amount of weeks, and handing that client over to the treating physiotherapist, and then at the end of the plan of care, actually re-interviewing the client with another free or an exit consultation where I can get some feedback and understanding of where they're at. So it's interesting because there's resistance to change, and I guess Brionhy here's got a lot to do with the clinicians. What are your thoughts on the challenges and how we go about changing not just what you and I are doing, but
to bring
the
it
treating
to everyone
clinicians,
as well.
getting them on board. Yeah. What have you seen as being a bit of a challenge?
I guess that they feel their time's super important, which it is, and that trying to get them in to sit down and be focused on what we're talking about for half an hour at the moment. We might want to stretch them out, which isn't enough time to get through half of what we're doing. And probably it's more of a training session than a meeting session.
Yep.
We need to
rebrand the meeting.
Rebrand the meeting.
Yep.
Just so that, because I think as soon as a clinician hears free, they feel like they're giving away something and maybe not getting in return.
And they're not even the ones doing it.
No, that's exactly it. And then I think they were feeling like then we're setting them up to give out free services, which isn't what it is. We're just trying to get to know the client and what the client's needs are, and then to evaluate that and get them into a proper, plan of action, plan of care to get them to their end result. So it's getting everyone together and getting them to all understand what we're trying to do. And I guess you and I get so excited about it because we've been working on it for such a long period of time, and then these guys are starting to come into it and they're sort of like, oh, it's a bit of it's different, I guess, to what maybe you've worked at for a long period of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's changing the traditional model of physiotherapy, where it's almost like at university or when I worked in the public health system, where I'll see you in a week's time, or give me a call if you need us, sort of thing, to actually mapping out that journey. And I guess if you've got clinicians in your practice and you're presenting clients to them, they need to understand how they got here.
That's exactly
They need to understand the work that gets put in. I think there's one client you made 25 phone calls and text messages. But before they actually responded, and they appreciated that.
So they feel a bit more comfortable about, because a lot of the time the client will ring and not know really what they want, or whether they really want to see someone. And then, if we can get them in to have that, and then it's bringing the other staff on board to realise that's what we've done pre them getting 5 appointments with them.
It's the pre-framing the client.
And they need to...
educating the client. Motivating the client to take action.
And keeping the client sort of flowing and going with it, and also to keep the clinician working with the client through that period of time, rather than going, okay, we've seen you 3 times, we're done, sort of now it's time to move on. But doesn't usually work that way.
If we've worked very hard with say social media, with Infusionsoft, which is a customer relationship management system, where the software has sent them a lot of information, reports,
kind of talks to
videos. They've booked a telephone consult. I've talked to them on the phone. You've spoken on the phone sometimes 3 or 4 times. They've come in, spent an hour having a chat with me. That pre-framing, the treating clinician, because ideally it's not going to be me.
No, it'll go to someone
That
else.
we have specific experts in the practice that will take care of that. That the client has been brought into our world, and we've decided that they're a great client, they're a great fit for the practice. We need that.
We're a great fit for them.
Correct.
Yeah.
We need that treating practitioner to have a really deep understanding of that process of how that person got here.
Them, and got to the clinic or the studio, whatever we want to.
Because without that, you've got dissonance.
Yeah.
Things don't match.
No, that's it. And no one, really, we have to work as a team. Otherwise, you need to know what's going on. I need to know what's going on. The other staff need to know what's going on. So at the end of the day, it all comes together. So it's really valuable for all of us to have meetings or training all the time.
In this process, a physiotherapist effectively can have a client presented to them with a treatment plan in place.
Yeah.
The client has already been educated about
where
this is a journey and it's beyond the pain going away. It's about improving function and maintaining good physical health. That a physiotherapist here will have a motivated patient because we've filtered that process.
That's it. And you're helping train them or educate the patient that what they hopefully need to get to be, like you said, beyond the pain to the next stage of being able to play golf again, pick the grandkids up, even get up off a couch sometimes, but there's a long way to get to that.
So we're moving away from the one and done,
probably should never ever be one and done.
Moving away from the client being in control of, I'll get back to you if I need you sort of thing. That great frustration that physiotherapists have of feeling like the patient is calling the shots and you're frustrated because you know you can do so much more. You can do so much more to help people if only
they kind of
could map it out. And what we're saying is that we have a system here, we have a process, and it works unbelievably
really
well.
Yeah, definitely.
The patients that have come through so far
are wrapped with it. Yeah,
they love
happy.
it.
Yeah, that's
so
exactly it.
If you're a physio here, my job is to simply train your patient before they even start, so they will participate in what you do, and you can be the best physiotherapist.
And be the professional person that you guys have trained to be for so long, to give expert advice to get them to where they need to be.
So if we had a new physio
who was excited and wanting to work this way.
Straight out of university, no bad habits.
No, that's it.
They haven't gone into the public system, and
that we can work with and train and help guide through this process. It'd be fabulous.
And so if you were a young physiotherapist and you've got all these skills and you just want to be mentored, and someone who's been doing this for 25 years knows how long it takes.
That's it.
Because I was never taught at uni or by anyone I worked for how long an injury takes, how long a problem takes. No one taught me that.
You got to work that one out.
I've just made lots of mistakes over many, many years and learnt what a hamstring takes, what back pain takes.
And that's the other thing too. I guess it's taking it away from your patient client that walks in, and I guess you guys are just focused, okay, they've got a hamstring issue or a back issue, but there's probably a whole lot more to it, and the client wants to be treated as a person, not as that piece of injury.
It's all about context.
Yeah, that's it. And then you probably work out a lot more about what that client probably actually needs, more than just treatment for that, and guide them through that process.
I'm just thinking, if I go back to 1996, and if someone had said to me in private practice, I'm going to coach your patient, I'm going to
teach them,
and teach and train and educate the patient exactly what's involved in getting there, and if that person could bring that patient to me with the plan in place, with the
And then go for it, yeah.
12 sessions over the next 6 weeks,
Yeah.
and they'd booked a review session after 6 weeks, and that person, that mentor could actually
Guide
help
you.
me learn and implement the strategies, the treatment techniques to get people better and keep them better. I reckon it would have been much, much easier, because we're taught clinical skills, the
Yeah.
hands-on, the exercise prescription, but we are not taught the emotional, the psychological aspect of client care.
That's it. And at the end of the day, you just want to get them better and get them the best they possibly can be,
And
so they
keep
can
them there.
move. And yeah, that's exactly it. And keep them at that stage and move them on and get them to. I mean, that sometimes people all of a sudden find a whole new love for something else that they thought they never did, maybe like Pilates. You know,
Correct,
and that's it's something that they might not have thought about that was going to be great that they could do because something was holding them back.
Because what we're getting at here is if I'm going to do a lot of these phone consultations and a lot of these 1 hour pre-framing discovery sessions, talking to potential clients, who's going to actually treat the clients?
That's exactly it. Yeah, that's it. At the end of that day, that's what we need.
We want to train, mentor young physiotherapists who are looking for a better way of managing clients and an evidence-based way.
That's exactly it. And to put in
them.
maybe some of their new learning skills that they're getting and new information that's out there moving forward with what, it's a bit more of a nurturing system.
I can help more people by helping the clinicians.
That's exactly it, it's nearly like an apprenticeship in a type thing, It's, and I know for any workplace, I think hands-on or in the workplace training is always much more valuable.
So you're saying we want young, enthusiastic physiotherapists pretty much straight out of university, no experience required, because we're going to give them that experience.
That's exactly it. And not just in the physio hands-on clinical side, but in the business side and in how to engage with clients.
So we need to find some more physios.
Yes, we do. Give us a call.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
Thank you.